Welcome to another episode of Married with Video Games. I'm your host, Matthew.
I'm your host, Christina.
And we both played Hades 2, the full release version. Return to Shadow now.
Moonlight, guide us.
So motive be.
What are other things that are said? We have played a lot of Hades, too.
I'm climbing over the 60-hour mark, I think.
Yeah, you are super into it. And for early access, you also got more super into it than I did, too.
I like it more than Hades.
I would agree with that.
It's very good. And Hades was phenomenal.
Yeah, Hades was fantastic.
And you were better at Hades than I was. You did a lot better at Hades 1 than I did.
I think
Where
I made
feel
it...
like I'm doing a lot better at this one than you are, but Hades 1, you were so much better than me.
This one, there's a stark difference between if you go underground or if you go to the surface on the difference in difficulty, I want to say.
There is a difficulty curve.
Yes. Yeah, that's probably a better way to put it.
After the first zone.
Yes. The first zones are,
pretty much a cakewalk.
Yeah, for both of them.
And then after that, it gets a little crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Let's jump in.
We did do an early access episode on this game, I believe.
We did. I don't know what day it was.
That's okay, but we did do one. We'll look it up.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Hades.
we're looking it
up. We both gave the first Hades a 9.
Okay.
Hades 2 early access. We both gave it a 9.
When did we play early access? Do you remember? Do we have a date or no?
It would have been last year. I can look up when
we don't need to.
Played it.
We'll
okay,
look
that's
up in a little while. But so I'll recap. I'll do a new synopsis of it, even though we talked about it before. But you play as Melinoe, daughter of Hades, and her sole task is to end Kronos, the Titan of Time, which is her grandfather. Kronos has taken over the house of Hades, the underworld, and is waging war on the gods of Olympus for tearing him apart so long ago. Using her training from her headmistress, aid from her allies, and numerous blessings from the gods themselves, she embarks each night to eliminate Kronos. This task seems insurmountable as the Titan is time itself. Will Melinoe be able to end his reign of terror and save her family?
May 13th, 2024 was when we did our podcast for early access.
So it probably had been out for a month or so.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, so the full release of the game was September 25th, 2025, and it is on PC and Nintendo Switch 2. We played on both. So we played on PC, and we also bought it for the Switch 2.
Yeah, you bought it before you left me for a week. You're like, here, so you have something to play. And I did play a lot of it.
It's very good.
This
game is very good, and I even made a little rhyme for her.
Please, go ahead.
Every time she fills in the reviews, I always leave silly notes, and this time is casting the spell to save us time. Let the reviews appear after this rhyme. So mote it be.
Thank you.
Whenever they're casting in the cauldron in the game, that is a common phrase that the headmistress, Hecate, and Melinoe will say.
I know. One thing about this game and also Hades is that I learned how to pronounce a lot of the gods' names because...
They say them.
Hecate. That's what I thought it always was. Yeah. Nope, it's Hecate.
And, well, we will not be naming our boy or girl. If we have a girl, it will not be Melinoe, but I do like that name a lot for a girl name.
It's a great child Melinoe.
It's a great girl name, though, isn't it? It's very unique. Princess of the Underworld.
She would be the princess of the underworld. Did something fall?
No, sorry, my elbow rubbed on the table a funky way.
How dare you?
I know, sound effects here. But anyway, reviews.
This is not a very proper podcast. It's fine.
It's fine. This is a recap of a game that's
but now it's full release.
It's full release.
Okay. Metacritic, 94 from critics, 8.6 from users.
Really?
Yes, I was also surprised by that.
Is that I don't know if they've had early access reviews into that, so that might be part of it.
It might be part of it.
While you're keep going, I'm gonna look up the Steam.
What the percentage is
on Steam, because that's almost a better bracket for me to look at.
Fair enough.
But go ahead while you're doing that.
So IGN positive. Zipping around and zapping monsters as Mel is just as snappy and delightful as it was as Zagreus, but also feels distinct. I almost think of it like playing the same RPG with a different character class. If Zagreus was a warrior, Mel is a mage, or more appropriately, a witch, with a stronger emphasis on clever battlefield control and an in-depth mana system to manage. Her varied arsenal can change this up a lot, from a pair of twirling torches that turn you into a ballerina of death to an enormous F-off axe that rewards careful timing with terrifying damage. Each of these comes with multiple unlockable variations with unique abilities and cool designs. And your choice of weapon is a defining moment at the beginning of every one. No matter which you take, you always have access to a weapon-agnostic cast ability as well, which binds foes in a magic circle that can slow and damage them. Many of the challenging new enemies are built with this in mind, requiring you to really think about where and when to place your trap if you want to master her fighting style. It's very thematic and made me think about Mel's battles quite differently than I would with Zagreus, which is awesome.
Real fast, yes, every bit of that.
Yes, yeah, I liked it.
Overwhelmingly positive of 96% of these are English reviews, 46,983 of them total.
Okay.
And recent very positive of 94%, and that's 15,651.
It's not
recent
enough.
Reviews of 94%, but overall a 96%. Mm-hmm. So that's a better barometer.
Okay.
For this, in general, that's just PC, though. That's not Nintendo Switch.
This one might have just been PC that I grabbed on Metacritic, because I think usually you have to pick which version.
Yes, and this is, I don't know if that's based off their website where people write it, or I'm not sure, but either way.
It's people reviewing it on Metacritic.
Okay.
For users.
Got it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No. Fair enough.
Okay, I apparently opened my iTunes. Hold, please.
Hold, please.
Okay. Video Games Chronicle negative.
How dare they?
It's very long. I forgot how long this one is. I'm sorry. Melinoe goes to the underworld and also the surface. She's being pulled in the direction of the Greek Olympian deities on one side and her newfound family on the other, all while attempting to stop Kronos. It's an ambitious premise, but one that feels less as smart iteration and more as padding what came before. Pretty much everything you do is tied to resource gathering, whether that's collecting seeds to plant in your garden, mining ores, or spellcasting lost souls during your ventures. The result is a superfluous incentive to get back into runs unless you're pursuing story-related goals. These are the promising connections. Despite being different paths, the underworld and the surface eventually feed into one another as well, for example, which makes the busy work thematically relevant. Yet these connections begin to falter when drawn in direct comparison. Underworld runs, despite taking you mostly through new areas and boss encounters, feel familiar to Hades. The surface is completely different, and it was intriguing to see it evolve throughout early access. But these runs are also unnecessarily long. It wasn't until I had exhausted everything available in early access and had accrued the knowledge and materials to prepare Melinoe properly to have runtimes to sub 20 minutes that they became more amicable, but this was after dozens upon dozens of hours of playtime. The surface runs are really freaking long.
Yeah, I've thinned them down to like 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah, yours are like about 25 minutes when I've watched you play, but like you've been playing that before bed instead of us watching like YouTube videos, and like if you are at Eris, it still feels like it's another 20 minutes of watching you play. And
the first part is quick.
Yes.
The Mount Olympus, and then the Mount Olympus prior to the big fights. We'll talk about that in a minute. They are long.
I feel like it also depends on like what mini bosses you encounter too.
I had one build where I got really lucky. And I'm not, when I say I melted.
Yes, you told me about it.
I mean, you watched me melt him one evening.
I did. That was impressive.
It was like 3 special attacks and he was dead, or it was 3 or 4.
You did one big special attack, and you're like, okay, that's the first phase of this fight, because there's not a health bar at all.
Yeah, but I got 10,000 some odd damage on him right off the rip. So there's some times where you'll have a build that just flows together better than other runs, and that's part of the randomness of it. Is sometimes you get a crazy good build, and other times you're kind of stuck with what you're working with, and you either you do well enough to pass, or you're like, I'm not going to make it. I'm here, and I've lose 3 Death Defiances. I'm just not going to beat this run.
Yeah, you had a really bad run the other night where, like, you didn't get a Hex from Selene until, like, the 3rd area. It was crazy how long it took.
Yeah, so it took a long time.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of chance mechanics that can make the runs long. But early on the game, you're not really supposed to get that far or get through it. I mean, you just beat Kronos
for the first time.
And that was your 3rd run in the underworld of the release of it, right? 3rd attempt at him, I should say.
Yes, yeah, that was
not your 3rd run.
3rd or 4th, getting to Kronos, and first time officially beating him.
I think when I was playing him, because you got right to a 2nd phase and then you beat him. If that's the first time you got to a 2nd phase, or was that?
No, that was the 3rd time I got to a 2nd phase.
Okay, so you've been in there before.
Yes.
So when I was doing it, I think it took me like 8 tries to beat Kronos when I got down there initially, but that was in early access. And then like his fight really didn't change that much from release to that.
No, that was the only part that felt very similar to early access. And like once you beat Kronos in early access, like I kind of stopped playing at that point. You kept going, and you couldn't get past Eris, which was the 2nd area boss on the surface,
which was all you could do in early
initially
access.
And then we didn't play any of the other bigger updates because we just kind of wanted to wait for the full release at that point and not be too spoiled, quote unquote.
Yeah, so then you do Mount Olympus.
Yes.
Gameplay is the same as it was before. It's a roguelite adventure. Each night you set off to gather resources and beat bosses. You win or lose, you start fresh the next day, but you can upgrade your starting stats. For each run easier, you also unlock different weapons, and each time you play through, there's new dialogue options and different characters. Move forward with different storylines. You get different resources to give to the characters, which often upgrades their conversational path, and you can get all sorts of...
There are so many characters that you can have, like, up your relationship with.
And
it's almost too overwhelming for me.
There's a lot of dialogue.
So much dialogue.
And there's a lot of characters that actually intertwine more than you think that they're going to over time.
Yeah.
So I'll cover one that you haven't really seen, but Arachne and Athena are tied together with Hecate. So you have to have their relationships built up to progress that storyline, and I don't know how far it's going to go, but there's a chance that they will undo Arachne's curse as a spider.
I saw part of that last night.
Yeah,
when
so
you were
that's
playing.
part of the game, and I'm working their relationship paths up to see if we can get that pushed forward. And the more you play harder difficulty things, the conversations will change based on some of that.
Some of that is fun when you get back to like base camp at the crossroads and you get comments on your previous run of like, oh, we heard rumblings but weren't quite sure what was going on. And then you're all like, yeah, I beat Kronos.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was fun last night.
The amount of dialogue and story they put through into this, and as you play through, you unlock these things called Arcana cards. You get a certain amount of card is a value, and you have a certain amount that you can handle at a time, and you use these cards each night to buffer your stats and give you more ability. So every time I exit a room, I gain 5 health and 5 magic.
Yes.
It's just an auto increase, a permanent health increase every time I exit a room. Mm-hmm. Which over time is a lot, whereas you don't have that early on. I have it so my spells charge faster. It's by a certain percent. I have more of these things called death defiances. So if you get knocked down in a run, you have another chance at a certain amount of health recovered.
Yep.
And then you get heirlooms from people when you give them gifts. So I have this one from Doom Incarnate, Moros, which allows me, when I fall to 0 for the first time in an area, I get a 10-second countdown. And if I slay all the enemies there, I don't lose a death defiance, and I get a certain amount. Our dog is barking like crazy outside.
I know, he's outside too.
And I get a certain amount of health back. Oh, Scott's playing.
Is he playing Hades too?
He's playing Hades too.
You have Steam open.
Yeah, he's playing Hades too. He just logged into play. So
excellent.
The more runs you do, the easier the runs become. Even when you add challenges on, I'll explain that in a little bit, but this is something that came out in the full release. But even when you add those challenges, you still have more of a mastery of the game, and so you can play through a little bit better. And she was using some weapons that I didn't have unlocked yet, so I went through and found the materials to unlock them because they're really useful. So she found one with one of your familiars that you get when you charge up your cast ability, which is a big circle on the
with
ground.
the spear?
Yeah, and it makes 2 cast circles instead of 1.
Yeah, wherever your familiar is also makes a cast.
And if you get things that affect your cast, like give them damage over time or make them larger, they both are affected by it. So it's essentially a wider area, a net, and your cast freezes most enemies in place. So it's stuff like that that is really cool and integral to playing the game and making your runs a little bit more interesting.
Yes.
I talk about the full release. I don't exactly know all the differences over time here, but according to this, you could only get to Kronos and beat him, but you couldn't progress the storylines. I know they added Mount Olympus into full early access, but I don't think they released Typhon, which is the main boss of the top. So you fight Prometheus on Mount Olympus, and then you fight Typhon at the very top. I'm not certain you could get to Typhon or not in the early access.
I don't believe he was ever one. I don't think you could do like the last like boss rush area or Typhon.
Mm-hmm. And then you can make it to the top of the mountains and speak with Zeus, Hera, and some of the other gods in Mount Olympus. And give them gifts and stuff up there too, I think. Or maybe
I have not made
their
it
boons
that
or blessings. So there's a lot to unpack in terms of this game, but there's not much new overall. They did add a challenge modifier, and I'm not sure if they added this in early access or not, but you can add elements that make for a special resource, you can make the game more challenging in different ways. And my favorite one is Rivals, which actually make the bosses more difficult. They add new elements, but it also adds new conversational pieces and stories to those aspects. So, for instance, the first boss, Hecate, in the Underrealm, you actually fight your headmistress. She makes, in the easy fight, she'll make clones of herself every once in a while. In this one, the clones are there at all times. And the minions she summons are elite minions, not just regular ones.
Oh, okay.
When you fight, why can't I think of his name? The Cyclops.
Polyphemus,
he gets Medea, the witch, who's actually on your side, but she helps him in that fight to add it more challenging, and she'll leave poison all over the ground, and she'll poison the sheep, so they walk around and will poison you.
Those freaking sheep.
And
I don't like when they walk towards him and then he eats them and he gains his health back.
His kicks are scarier, his rock slams are scarier. My favorite one so far is Scylla and the Sirens, our favorite boss in this game.
I love her.
They're always the sassy rock group, and they play different songs. Well, they pair up with Charybdis. Charybdis. He is a giant kraken, or an octopus, but I think he's a kraken, and he helps them in the fight, and they get a bigger stage, and they come up with a new song.
Yeah, you played that one without me. You're like, there's a new song, and it was awesome, and Charybdis shows up. I'm like, well, thanks for waiting for me.
It was a horrifying fight.
I'm sure it was.
Because all the tentacles are in as you're dodging their stuff, which is more intense than before. I lost 2 death defiances on that portion alone. But it was a ton of fun. They did a really good job adding it. And when you go back to the normal mode, they comment about their stage being smaller.
Oh, that's funny.
And that their they call it a sponsor. They had a sponsor that got them the new stage, not
Well,
you.
for half of the time you show up, she thinks you're an agent.
Yeah.
I love her.
And so, yeah, they just added so many really unique touches to this game, and the dialogue is fantastic. You do have to kind of want to do some repetitive runs, even though the rooms are a little bit randomized, and the boons that you get are randomized every run, so there is some element of randomization. If you're going to be playing long term, you want to discover the story and unlock it more.
Yeah, that's a good draw, especially if you want a more story-driven kind of story, like side character relationships, that kind of stuff.
Because the resources are almost of no issue to me after a certain point.
Yeah, I feel like that's the case with most games where you reach a certain point where it's like, well, I already have so much of this, I don't need to go like do runs to mine for more.
Yeah, there's the first time ever that I'm like, oh, I have to do surface runs to get adamantite to update Skelemus or whatever.
Oh, yes.
To make him more bone density.
That's fantastic.
So it's stuff like that I have to explore and find. And there's cute little stories of Narcissus and Echo.
Echo, yes. I like that one. Narcissus is very funny. And then you sent me that YouTube short of Narcissus's voice is just a bit. One of the comments actually said it better than the YouTube short, but Narcissus's voice is just Andy Samberg's impression of Nicolas Cage. And really that's exactly what it is.
It's so funny.
It's fantastic.
It's so funny. And I would argue that there's not a single character in this game that I dislike. Their personalities are all fit their characters so well. I mean, you don't like them for like as a person, but like how they're told in the story is so. Yes. Even Eris is just so obnoxious.
Oh yeah.
And personality wise, she's just like but she does a perfect job.
She's perfect at what she's doing. Because she's Strife.
Yeah. So she's doing everything. Like every character fits, and the voice acting is phenomenal. All the characters just fit the personality of who they're dealing with. As you know, Vengeance is just so brooding and angry all the time.
Mm-hmm. This is also a very, very horny game.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some sexy time, and Dionysus is just in his underwear. Aphrodite
you
is
sent me a photo because you found Dionysus in the upper area. He's one of like the conversation ones that you can go to, and it's just him
in a man thong. In
a man thong that is very well endowed, and I was like, "Wow, this is a horny game." And that was literally the morning after we got the makeout scene with
a little makeout scene
and what's her face?
Vengeance. Why can't I think of her name? Oh, I feel bad now.
Oh no, we're gonna pause this and look it up. Nemesis
is as Vengeance. Yeah, there's it's more sexy time than just making out.
Oh yes, but yeah, and it's just like them making small noises, and I'm just you and I were just like. Oh, okay.
I think there might be one with Doom as well, so we'll have to see.
That would not surprise me. Yeah. So, yeah.
At least it seems like it's going that way, and I'm like, oh well. Hello.
Okay, all right then.
She's just taking baths with all sorts of characters.
She does take baths all the time, yeah. And we thought Claire Obscura was a makeout
simulator.
Makeout simulator every time. It was like, spend more time with CL, and then...
Oh, he spent some time with CL.
He did.
Verso got some sexy time with those characters.
He definitely CL.
Poor Gustav.
Because CL was just like, well, we can do it this one time, but you can bring my husband back. So after this, it's done.
She's like, no, we're going to do it one more time. And he's like, oh, all right.
Apparently we've played some horny games lately.
There's some good horny game out there.
Yeah. So it's fun.
Yeah. So there, long story short.
This is, if you liked Hades, this is much more Hades.
Yeah, so I mentioned earlier that you were a lot better at the original Hades, not just the surface area, but what about the first game do you think was a little bit easier for you? Because I for whatever reason, for me, I could get to Hades. I think I beat him one time, whereas you beat him
I think
so
I beat
many
him
times,
like
more.
3 times, I want to say.
At least you were on a roll for a while in original Hades.
Maybe it was like maybe a half dozen times. I don't remember doing it like a million times. But yeah, I don't know. This one, the surface just feels not necessarily like to the extreme of like Hollow Knight Silk Song compared to Hollow Knight, but it's definitely a learning curve because as you and our 7 listeners know, like roguelikes are not my cup of tea. For the most part, that's not what I grew up on. So now in my mid-30s, I'm learning how to play them. And they are wonderful at times. I still cannot do Hollow Knight. Do not ask me to do Hollow Knight.
Oh, shucks.
No. But watching you play, I just sit there and go, oh, I'm bad at this game.
It's one of the few games I'm excel at right now.
It is, yeah. You are in the zone. You just have faster reflexes of that kind of stuff at me. And that's one thing that I struggle with in like every game we've played like this. Cult of the Lamb, Death's Door, Tunic, anything that shoots projectiles, I just struggle with so much. And I don't know why. Why do I struggle so much with enemies that shoot projectiles at you?
You gotta take the which the guy that slows the projectiles by 50%.
I know. Phrenos?
No, it's a Hermes.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Not my frog companion.
No, Phrenos is very cute. Tula, Gale.
Golly.
Oh, it's a Golly.
Yeah. Yeah, you got that last night, and she said golly, and I'm like, oh, I thought it was Gale.
Oh,
I'm bad at Greek names.
no. He's just a little cute otter.
I thought he was like a
He
mink.
might be a weasel or a mink, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
But he squeaks at you.
So yeah, there's definitely just a learning curve. Like in early access, I think I beat Eris once, and you kept beating her. Like hers was crazy, and hers is easier to deal with now.
Once you know, because she only has really like 5 attacks.
She does.
Shooting missiles, shooting the strafe like side by side.
Yes.
Shooting a rapid shot or a super big shot.
Yes.
And that's basically
That's about it.
Yeah. With every once in a while dropping some enemies. I'm scared to see her upgraded.
But may I remind you, enemies that shoot projectiles.
She's a projectile.
She's an enemy that shoots projectiles. So it's
Yeah,
not my
I think
cup
the
of
problem
tea.
is, the only thing I can say is I think you're afraid to get in close sometimes.
I am, for sure, 1,000%. Although last night when we were fighting Kronos and he took my 1 Death Defiance, we thought I had the Doom Incarnate thing on.
You took about a third of his health away in that little minute.
I did, and you were like, oh, get in close and hit him because you won't take damage for 10 seconds. And I did not have that charm on, but I still did a lot of damage.
Yeah, you still had a couple Death Defiances left.
I did. I still had 2 more Death Defiances.
So, I mean,
it was
you were
fine.
right, but it was a scary moment.
It was like 6 seconds into it. I'm like, he just hit me for 26 damage. How is that happening? And then when I beat him, it shows you like everything that you had on. And yeah, I had Skelly's luckier tooth. Or
It's
whatever.
that's still a good
it's
one.
very good, but I'm like, that's not the pin. So that's why I was taking damage from Kronos.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to ask a question.
Okay.
What do you give this game as a score? But I'm going to ask you first the overall, but then what do you give the south area versus the north area?
Overall, I would still give it a 9.
Okay.
I think I would probably give the lower area, like going down to take on Kronos, a 9.5, and the upper area an 8 or an 8.5. So it would still be around a 9 when you combine them both. Because I think at some point, if I do continue playing, which I will, I played last night, but you have been on a roll trying to do lots of things, so you usually plug in at night, which is fine. So I've been playing less than I was, but I think at one point I will get to the point where I will be able to make it to the final boss up on Mount Olympus, because I did make it
midway through
the boss rush area. I got to the second mini boss.
Yeah, you had bad luck with your bosses too. You didn't, because you got the big stompy guy, which is
he wasn't terrible.
He's not terrible. You want the eye stompy one? I'm good at him now. The one that comes down from the sky.
Oh, Typhon's tail or whatever?
Yeah, that one is easier than the freaking eyeball or the slice guys. You just saw me with a powerful run on those guys.
The slice guys were awful, even with your powerful run.
Yeah, like I was able to melt them because of how powerful I was, but they are awful. They're just terrible. Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to keep us in the 0.5 range, like how we do it. So my score's a 9.5.
Okay.
But I would give the game like a 9.8 if we were going on weird scales that weren't... It would be like a 98 for me.
Yeah. I can see a lot of the users' complaints on Metacritic were basically like, it just feels like more Hades, like more of the same. Like there's not enough of a difference in the gameplay for them.
And I will argue that it's actually... more Hades, but done better.
Yeah.
They refined a lot of things. They changed just enough to make it unique, but also its own game.
Still,
so rather than the double dash, you have more of a run.
Yeah.
There's still a dash mechanic, but you run more.
Yeah.
You have a cast now that slows things down. And you get your weapons change your specials, so each weapon gives you... It did before, but like in a
bigger way.
In a bigger way. And each weapon has different forms. I may have had that in Hades 1, but like it really feels...
Hades 1 felt like once you beat Hades...
There's only one pathway to...
There was only one pathway, so it was kind of like, well, you can get a little bit more of the story with your mom, but, like, what else is there really, except for, like, the challenge runs? This one, it feels overwhelming watching you, where, like, when I go to play, I'm not going after, like, any of the relationships or anything, because I'm watching you do that, basically, so I'm more for, like, I just want to beat the bosses. That's kind of how I'm playing it at this point.
Yeah.
But... if you aren't tag teaming the game like we are, there's a lot more for you to uncover after you either defeat Kronos or make your way to Mount Olympus.
Yeah. I'd give the upper area 95 and the lower a 100%. Like it's a 10.
It's really good.
The run going through is so good. It feels so smooth. Even when you get into Oceanus, which is arguably the hardest area, it's still such a smooth feel, because once you get through that area, the morning fields are
Fields of Asphodel,
Fields of Asphodel, the morning fields are really cool.
They
open up and it feels so different, and then you get into Kronos' lair or your House of Hades, which is Chronosified, and you're going through there, and I just absolutely loved the feel of the lower runs. The upper runs are more difficult.
Yeah.
I don't care about the final boss as much, because it's fine. It's a fine fight. It's just an unnecessary crazy fight in a way. But I'm not crazy about it one way or the other.
Okay.
But it's still incredible. Like they added some really funny twists, like Athena popping in and then Dionysus being there, and just characters that you weren't sure were going to be in the game. Yeah. And then they're there. They kind of surprise you, and I'm just like, oh, they were so much fun. Because you can get his drunken move or whatever.
Oh, yeah, where you give everything hangover.
Yeah. And
that was my favorite in Hades.
Yeah, and so you can get that again, or you get the hangover cloud, which gives you more damage. And they just did so much. And like I said before, I love the voice acting. I love the storytelling.
Ben Starr is in this game.
Ben Starr is in... The rest of them are Troy Baker.
And the rest... Nolan North is Millennium. All games are just those three
No,
now.
it's just Jennifer English again.
Jennifer English.
She's the new one. She's in there too. It's 'cause she's in everything. Karlak might be in here. Who knows?
Yeah.
Really, really, they really did a fantastic job.
Yeah, it's great.
Everything about it I really enjoyed. It is more Hades. I think the 8.6 from users is unfairly low for this game.
I can go back.
I know it's their reviews and people's opinions. People are allowed to have their own opinions. I still think for this game, that's very low.
Ooh, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 does not have great reviews.
No, it does not. It's not great, I hear, but the first one wasn't great either, and it was the modding community that made it like an incredible game.
Got it. Okay.
I have hopes that in like 2 years that game's going to be
much better.
Much better, yeah. So.
Okay, Hades 2. Let's do the Nintendo Switch. Let's see if that makes a difference. No, 8.6.
I wonder why. Like, what are some of the common user reviews? Like low ones. What are they saying?
758 users. Yeah, so this one says amazing game, like everyone says, but the end game is needlessly and horribly drawn out. The first game had a satisfying conclusion for casual players, so you could keep playing for a proper ending that ties all the loose ends.
See, I didn't think it was that bad to get the end game stuff in here, because Hades end game, you beat Hades and you go up, and then okay, I guess you can be done with him meeting his mother once. But the overall storyline in Hades 1 is she actually goes back to the underworld, but it's like 100.
You are 60 hours into this game and you still don't have everything.
Well, that's but I already did the
main.
So like when he's again, it's his own opinion.
Yes,
they can have whatever opinion they want. But to his point, you beat Kronos and he decides to help you at the end of it. Spoilers, by the way. Spoiler alert. Sorry, everybody. I dropped the big thing in here.
And like this person gave it a 4. I played for 3 hours and it's not my cup of tea. Then don't leave a review.
Don't say like you're 4 out of 10. Okay, great, thanks.
This person says 0. This game does not run well on the Nintendo Switch too.
But
I have had 0 issues on the Switch
I
too.
think it looks great, and I haven't seen any stuttering. I've seen no issues. Handheld mode and on the TV.
This one's in Portuguese.
Makes sense.
I'm just scrolling
Portuguese
down.
have bad opinions. I'm just kidding. I don't know what they said.
Was really enjoying this game up until the rival battles got introduced. After that, every boss fight went from a challenging yet fun fight to just an unfair, cruel hell where strategy feels replaced with constantly trying to avoid all the stuff on the screen. Okay, so then don't do the rival battles.
You can choose a different room.
And this one says more of the same with some tweaks. The first Hades was a fresh experience. I don't feel the drive to go on doing the same formula again with almost the same graphics and gameplay.
Yeah, so
it's people being nitpicky.
My nitpicky thing is something that I will actually agree with your main negative. The resources are almost too many of them.
There's a lot of different ones, and you don't quite know like how to get some of them.
And when
initially,
but even when you have them, so they open up a lot of the bigger stuff to buy. Like I can buy what's called the Endmare or the Nightmare material from the merchant. I can buy the Stardust merchant if I have enough bones.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do the silly challenge runs from Chaos to get them. I can just buy them if I have enough bones.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So you can save up your bones, you can save up your resources, and you can sell stuff to just buy the things that you want.
Yeah.
And so, but some of the weird off materials that you have to mine or farm, you don't always get every run. So that's one of the things that's a little difficult. Like I can go into an area and not find any mining material at all.
Yeah, there were a couple runs in this gameplay for me where I needed the seed from Chaos's realm. So I was like, well, I guess this run is just going to be looking for Chaos gates. But like, I don't know, that was like the 14th run for me rather than, the 57th.
Yeah. And so like a lot of the times I think the actual game conclusion of when you finally officially defeat Typhon and officially defeat Kronos.
That's a good enough ending for most casual players, I would say.
Players. It's still a good amount of time invested in the game, but you probably can still do that in 20 to 30 hours playing
Probably.
it.
I'd say like 30 or so.
You could do that. I have more because I did more runs. And it depends on how good you are at the game. And if it's not your game, it's not your cup of tea, absolutely fair and fine. Mm-hmm. But if you're playing through, you're doing your runs, and you really enjoy it, because, again, you don't get storytelling this good with this much dialogue and this much intricate dialogue where you do something somewhere and somebody's commenting about it here, or you change something and they comment about the change, and then they comment about the change back afterward, and they make comments. When you get an outfit from Arachne, as long as it's on, the bosses will comment about your outfit throughout each of the runs.
Haggerty will make a comment, and
Skilla makes
comments literally in her song. The song lyrics.
Yes. She will comment about it. She'll make comments about it when you get down there.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if you because I've never kept it long enough to get to Hades, but if you get to Hades, I'm sure he might say something about your outfit.
Probably.
So the characters make comments about the stuff that you do.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
However small, and they're like, "Ooh, I like what you're wearing," and you're just like, "Goodness gracious!" Like, stuff like that is
good job, Supergiant.
They did such a good job with doing a lot of the intricate. That it's hard for me. Again, I'll say it again. It's just hard for me to accept lower reviews unless it's purely like, this is not my type of game, or like it's fine that he left a 4, but like, come on, man, like, it's not my game. Here's a 4.
Yes. And someone else did that. I saw that someplace else when I was looking at reviews, and they gave it like a 7. That was like, this is really good. It's more Hades. I'm like, so you gave it a 7? Did you give the first Hades a 7 too?
Yeah.
Like,
and
fine.
There's no pleasing everybody.
No.
But for me, it was almost a perfect game. It's not quite a 10, but it's very close. I'm not a big resource gathering material to finish stuff on. I understand why it's there. I think there's a little bit too much resource heavy, but again, I wasn't the one giving them direct feedback throughout the whole early access like I probably could have.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so I bear whatever I got out of what they gave me, and I'm very happy with it. I can easily have another 20 hours in this game and be pretty happy.
I could see you still playing it for like another month. And
hopefully,
then calling it good.
I'm trying to wrap up a few of the storylines. I don't need it to be perfect.
Yeah, we can always look stuff up too.
Because I'm trying to wrap up the Arachne,
Dora,
Echo,
yeah,
and Narcissus. And I want to figure out whatever the headmistress is, because I've maxed her out, but it didn't say I have the companion bond with her yet.
Do you want to wake up Hypnos too?
I want to wake up Hypnos.
Yeah, that would be the big one for me, is getting him woken up.
Yeah, I think it's a third one. I guess I'm gonna have to find out. I thought I had it, and then I thought
you had it too. You were literally waiting for me.
Yeah.
Like, let's wake him up. Nope. Okay.
2 layers in, and he's still snoring.
He is still sleeping.
Yeah, trying to max out with some of the main characters. Strife would be cool to see what happens with that. So, like, for instance, Charon, I maxed out with the Boat Keeper, and he gives you a different axe called Nurgle. And it's just a giant mace hammer that you slam on the ground, and it's just ridiculous.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I did a run with it last night, and it was just because I got Hephaestus thing on it. The heroic version, so it spawned every couple seconds.
Oh, Lord.
So I'm just slamming the ground, and it's just exploding outward every time I'm slamming the ground, and I just went, this is hilarious.
I also need to talk about my Halloween playlist.
Please. I would like to hear this now. Did Coral Crown is on there, is it not?
Both of Skilla's songs, not the third one that I didn't know existed, are on my Halloween playlist. But no one will appreciate my genius, so I have to put it on our podcast where the song that I have before her 2 songs is Tales of Brave Ulysses by Cream.
Thank you.
And it talks about the sirens sweetly singing, and then I go into 2 siren songs. And I tried to explain it to my oldest brother, and he was like, what? Because he doesn't know video games at all.
Doesn't know Greek mythology either. Apparently.
No, not really. That wasn't really something we studied coming up. Now his son does, because he read the Percy Jackson series in like a weekend.
So he was like, I know this character.
Yeah, when he came over and I was playing it, and he was like, what is this? What are you doing? Come over sometime. We'll just sit and play Hades 2 from the beginning, buddy. So
would actually
yes,
like that.
that is my nerdy Halloween thing that literally no one will ever notice or hear except for me, and it makes me very happy.
Uncle Matthew will have a video game party with my nephews. We'll have Jackson and Tommy over, and we can play Mario Kart, and we can play some other multiplayer games together.
Oh man, I can't imagine versing Jackson in Mario Kart.
Oh, it'd be terrible, but it would be fun.
Yeah. I can't play Mario Kart competitively.
She
So
gets
it doesn't
really
work
into
like
it.
that.
She gets really into it. I've beaten her one time, folks. One time on
when
the
you
N64.
when you nailed me with the shell like right at the line. Oh my god.
It was insanely lucky.
It was honestly very good. But I can still be mad about it.
You're allowed to be.
There was that one friend barbecue that we had once where I was relatively drunk and someone dragged me in to play Mario Kart downstairs, and I still managed to finish, I think, second overall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
They're like, Christina, what the...
Like, you guys wanted me to play Mario Kart.
I Canadian beat you, and that was
I think, yeah. Canadian beat me.
Canadian.
All right. Well, we've been talking about Hades 2 for 46 solid minutes.
It's so good, guys.
It's
go
very
if
good.
you haven't played it, just go play it. If you're my friend, I'll buy it for you. Just let me know. I'll get you Hades 2.
You bought me Hades 2 on the Switch, so...
It's so I'm like I'm always contemplating buying Hades 1 on Steam because I don't own it,
Oh, yeah, we only have it on the Switch.
and just playing through that again because I liked Hades so much.
I played through it last fall. Or
Yeah.
last spring.
I'm Hades. It's a different experience.
Yes.
And so you have to kind of really want the story, but I like what they did so much with 2 that I'm willing to kind of go back and revisit 1 again. And there's a few other games that I was looking at that I might, if they're multiplayer, I might get that we have something to play together a little bit while we're off on leave when we have some time. One of them's called Absalom. I think they were talking about it in the video game chat on our Discord. And it's a beat 'em up. But it's a roguelike beat 'em up, so you get items and upgrades, but you can play it cooperatively.
Interesting.
So it's like a Simpsons or Ninja Turtles beat 'em up arcade game.
Excellent.
It's like that, but it's a roguelite, so you start over and get upgrades every time you go through.
Fantastic.
So we can lose together.
Excellent. That sounds like a plan.
There's
our dog again.
Our dog is saying we're at Gaming Marriage, or we're gamingmarriage@gmail.com. If you have any games you want us to play, any woofs you would like to bark, or anything of that nature, we'd love to hear from you. Tom, if you're listening, you can come to Michigan. We'll make you some vegan, vegan chocolate chip cookies, and you can play some video games with us too.
That would be fun.
You know you would like to do so you should just show up here.
Wait for him to text me. Be like, oh my god, I got a shout out.
And you can be on our video game podcast then.
That would be fun.
It'll be a good reason for
It
you
would
to
be
fly
like
up.
2 hours long with him on it.
It would be worth it. Our longest
would.
episode ever.
That'd be great.
All right, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye.